United States President Joe Biden has arrived in Britain to deepen his relationship with the new crowned monarch King Charles III, and also British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. This meeting comes ahead of the NATO summit scheduled for July 11th. During this meeting with the UK leaders, Ukraine and climate change are expected to dominate the agenda. This meeting is a part of the three-nation trip that will also feature NATO summit in Lithuania, which is aimed at showing solidarity with Ukraine in its fight against Russia, while not yet accepting Kiev as a member of the Defense Alliance. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau arrived in Latvia's Riga today. This comes after the Baltic states' request to beef up forces by up to 3,000 to 5,000 troops in the wake of Russia's Ukraine invasion. They have also requested extra air defenses and patrolling warplanes in their airspace. Canada is yet to announce any plans to boost its troops that are based in Latvia. The NATO leadership is scheduled to meet in Vilnius next week to overcome divisions on Ukraine's push for a path. Also on the agenda are discussions surrounding an end to Turkey's block on Sweden's application. The 31 members defense alliance. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to attend the summit. NATO is expected to present a package of support to Ukraine at the summit, including an upgraded cooperation body known as the NATO-Ukraine Council and a bundle of non-lethal military aid to help Kiev's armed forces to reform and reach NATO standards. NATO has turned Vilnius into a fortress to protect US President Joe Biden during his visit to the Lithuanian capital. The advanced weaponry has been deployed to secure the city. US President Joe Biden is meeting other alliance leaders next week, only 32 kilometers away from the Russian ally Belarus's border. At Vilnius airport, 8 German-operated Patriot missile launchers were spotted pointing in the direction of Russia's Kaliningrad, and 2 more launchers were more pointed towards Belarus. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has stated that the BRICS summit, which Russian President Vladimir Putin has been invited to attend next month, will be held in person, and despite an ICC arrest warrant against the Russian president. According to Ramaphosa, and I'm quoting him, "We are going to have a physical BRICS summit, and all of us are committed to having a summit where we will be able to eyeball each other." South Africa is the current chair for BRICS, a grouping of heavyweights that also include Brazil, Russia, India, and China. BBC suspends leading presenter who is alleged to have paid a teenager for sexually explicit photos, as a senior British politician urged a rapid investigation into this. The UK's publicly funded national broadcaster was struggling to head off a worsening crisis after the Sun newspaper reported allegations that the male presenter gave a youth more than $45,000 in 2020. That is when the young person was 17 years old. Even though the age of consent in Britain is 16, it is a crime to make or possess indecent images of anyone who is under the age of 18. Solomon Islands Prime Minister Manasseh Sovgare met the Chinese Premier Li Qiang in Beijing on Monday. This is Prime Minister's first visit to the country since striking a security deal with China. He arrived in the country yesterday and attended a welcoming ceremony at the Great Hall of People. The delegates from both the sides held official talks and signed agreements on a week-long trip funded by Beijing. Argentina has inaugurated the first stage of a gas pipeline expected to quench the nation's serious energy deficit. The pipeline will carry natural gas from Vaca Muerta, which is in the west, to Santa Fe province. The completion of the first stage of the gas pipeline will add 11 million cubic meters of gas per day. With the new pipeline, according to the reports, the country expects to reach net zero in its energy balance in 2024 and also achieve a surplus in 2025. Demonstrators in Tokyo staged a demonstration against Japan's decision to release Fukushima wastewater into the sea. Scores of demonstrators gathered outside Prime Minister Fumio Kishida's office in Tokyo. The protests are also being accompanied by panic buying of salt. This is an after effect of fears that the Fukushima water will pollute the ocean and its salt. Some opposition lawmakers have gone on hunger strike in protest against this decision. A viral video of flames charring an Air Canada flight has gone viral on social media. The blaze is reported to have started after a truck parked under the plane caught fire. As per the airport spokesperson, the fire began in the engine of the vehicle, that no flight had been delayed. As a result, according to the reports, the blaze was contained within minutes, with no one sustaining injuries. In the latest development, Go Airlines, also known as Go First, has initiated the process of inviting investor interest as a part of its ongoing insolvency process. The airline filed for bankruptcy protection in May due to issues with Pratt & Whitney engines, grounding a significant portion of its fleet. The publication of Form G related to the EOI invitation is the next step in advancing the insolvency process. However, the final resolution will depend on the rights of the lessors involved. In a positive turn for China's technology sector, shares of Alibaba Group and Tencent surged in Hong Kong following the $984 million fine. The fine was imposed on Ant Group, signaling a potential end to the regulatory crackdown. The Ant Group, founded by Jack Ma, announced a share buyback that values the fintech at a 75% discount to its previous IPO plan, offering liquidity and certainty to its investors. This development comes after Beijing's clampdown on various industries, which led to uncertainty and significant share price drops. The Chinese authorities also fined Tencent's online payment platform called Tenpay, and it was fined for violations. Deflation risks in China heightened in June amid weak demand, as the consumer prices remained flat and a factory gate price fall deepened. The consumer price index was unchanged from a year earlier. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, this was below the expected rise of 0.1% and is the lowest reading since February 2021. Beijing has set a CPI target of around 3% growth for 2023. Foreign direct investment data shows India's manufacturing sector has failed to capitalize on efforts by multinational companies to diversify supply chains away from China, that is. India's manufacturing GPMI did not contract in the past year, but against expectations, foreign direct investment inflows fell 22% to $46.03 billion in 2022 and 2023. And this happened amid high inflation and recessionary trends in the West. U.S. automotive icon Harley-Davidson, which last week began its second innings in India by launching its most affordable bike to date in partnership with Hero MotoCorp. And this might be in use, the facilities in the countries to sell in other global markets. According to the company's CEO, the company's immediate priority is to strengthen local sales with the HD X440. The motorbike Harley-Davidson has co-created with the Indian company Hero. Intense rain hit Japan's southern Fukushima prefecture. At least one person was killed due to the rains, as the authorities urged tens of thousands of people to evacuate to safer areas. 3 people are missing after a landslide hit 2 homes in the neighboring Saga prefecture. Japan's land ministry confirmed the downpours have flooded at least 8 rivers. The rains also caused dozens of mudslides in the region. Torrential rain, monsoon rains have left swathes of northern India flooded on July 9th. In the Dera-Bassi region on the border of the states of Punjab and Haryana, at least 80 people were rescued by the National Disaster Response Force. That is after the Gaghar River flooded the area. As many as 19 people have been killed in landslides or rain-linked incidents in the past few days. A yellow alert has been issued in New Delhi for the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, an orange alert has been issued for Haryana. Meta-owned WhatsApp is releasing a redesigned sticker and GIF picker for Apple users. This allows them to easily access GIFs, stickers and avatars on the messaging app. As per the reports, WhatsApp has relocated the buttons for accessing GIFs, stickers and avatars. The users will soon see a new sticker tray above the keyboard in WhatsApp. The support tray will suggest stickers related to the emoji entered in the chat bar. Additionally, WhatsApp has also made improvements to the categorization of avatar packs. Right now, the feature is only available to select beta testers. It will be rolled out to more Apple users over the coming few weeks. Lebanon has unveiled its first locally made solar electric car called Lira. This marks a breakthrough in the country's automobile industry, and the car runs on solar energy during the day and recharges itself at night. In the absence of its solar capabilities, the car can be charged with electric batteries and does not require direct connection to the electric grid. Lebanon's Ministry of Economy and Trade has claimed that the car may assist the government in its aim to boost the economy, create jobs and attract investors.